Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Maker. It's a beautiful day to show you how to create a heart explosion box on the Great Maker Show and Tell. So explosion boxes are one of the most fun gifts that you can give. Now, if you aren't familiar with them, an explosion box is a paper box that explodes open when you lift the lid. Okay, it doesn't so much as explode as fall open when you lift up the lid. The sides fall down, revealing all of the fun inside. Explosion boxes make great gifts because you can put little notes inside, photos, even cash. And this is the heart explosion box, and as you can see, there's hearts at the edges. My first explosion box was such a big hit. We've had so many requests for other explosion boxes, and I made this one for you, and I think it is so fun. Now, don't worry, these boxes might look complicated, but they aren't hard. They just take some time to make, and I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you in this tutorial. Now, one of the best things about my explosion box design is that it's just made of paper and glue. Now, my favorite way to make explosion boxes is to use pads of coordinating cardstock, especially ones just like this double-sided stack. They're very cool. A designer has already picked out the colors for you, and it's really easy. And to make this 4-layer explosion box, you need 17 sheets of 65 or 85 pound cardstock, the 12 by 12 size, just like this. And if you use a pad of the coordinating cardstock like this, then you already know the papers go together. It really doesn't get any easier. Now, you'll also want an adhesive. The big question is, which one? Which adhesive works best for explosion boxes? Options are tacky glue, hot glue, and even double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to try all of these adhesives on our explosion boxes and let you know which one works best for this project at the end of this video. Now, I used a Cricut cutting machine to cut out my cardstock, along with the fine point blade and a green standard grip cutting mat. But you can also use a craft knife or even a pair of scissors, along with the printable PDF that I'm including in this tutorial. I also recommend a scoring stylus or scoring wheel, as it's going to make it so much easier to fold and assemble your explosion box. And that's all you need. Well, other than a little time, of course. Expect this project to take most of an afternoon or an evening to finish. All right, so let me show you where you can find the free heart explosion box pattern and templates, as well as the printable diagram for your various pieces and layers. And then I will show you how to cut and assemble your explosion box. Step 1, get the heart explosion box template. Download my free heart explosion box template from my blog at jennifermaker.com/280. Just go to the red bar at the top and look for libraries, then either click get a password if you don't yet have one, or click enter the library. You can find the pattern by searching the page for design 280 and then click it to download an SVG cut file for cutting with a Cricut or another cutting machine, or to download a printable PDF. Now, please note that there is a printable diagram inside the file that contains a picture of every piece of this template and its name. This will be useful for keeping track of all of the pieces and understand which piece it is that we're putting together when we go through this tutorial. Step 2. Cut the explosion box pieces. Let me show you how to cut the cardstock for this project on a Cricut cutting machine. First, upload the SVG cut file that you downloaded in Step 1 to Cricut Design Space. If you're unsure how to unzip and upload SVG files, please watch my SVGs Made Simple training series at jennifermaker.com/svgs. This design contains 4 boxes and 4 lids with various pockets, envelopes, and note card inserts. When you first upload them to Cricut Design Space, they are all on top of each other like this. If you want to see the pieces more clearly, you can click Ungroup in the upper right and then separate each of the 4 boxes from one another. This will not affect how it cuts or anything like that. This design includes many score lines, which makes the box easier to fold. I've preset and attached these score lines for you, so there's nothing that you need to do. Scoring your box is very helpful, but it's not necessary. If you don't have a scoring stylus or scoring wheel, the easiest thing to do is to just set your Cricut to use a scoring stylus and then go ahead and cut it without the stylus in place. It will take a little bit longer, but it means you won't have to go through every layer and hide all of your score lines. Now, to make this super easy for you, I've colored the layers in rainbow order, so from red to purple. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. That's rainbow order. I did this so that you can just click Make It right away and know that the pieces will all cut in order from box 1 to box 2 to box 3 to box 4. This is because Cricut Design Space always sorts your layers by color into the color cutting mats, and it will put white first, then black, and then all of the colors in rainbow order. To learn more about cutting mat order and how these colors work together, see my blog post at jennifermaker.com/Cricut mat order. I will show you how to make this explosion box with solid colored cardstock that matches the color in the design file and in the printable diagram. That way you always know which color I'm working with in this video. Now, the solid rainbow colors are fun, but I actually prefer the way the project looks using double-sided patterned cardstock, if you can find it. So if you also want to use patterned cardstock, as I have in this one, or just want to use different colors than I have, you can keep this really easy for yourself by not changing any of the colors in the design file. So don't change anything in Cricut Design Space color-wise, because this will preserve the cutting order. But then you can just put whatever colors or patterns of cardstock that you want on your cutting mats as you go along. Remember, the color that you see in Design Space does not have to match what you actually put on your mat. It can be any color you want. So when you're ready, click Make It. Then click Continue and choose your material. I'm cutting my cardstock on the medium cardstock setting and the scoring stylus. So then just place your material that you want for your first box onto your cutting mat, load it into your machine, and press the flashing button to begin cutting. Now here's a tip for those of you with double-sided patterned cardstock. Put the side that you want to appear on the outside of your box face down on your cutting mat. That way your score lines will be on the side of the cardstock that is inside the box, which is where you want it to be. It'll fold easier. If you didn't do that, it's no big deal. It's just a little trick that helps. Now, when the cut is finished, unload your mat, flip your mat over onto your surface, and peel your mat away from the cardstock to avoid ripping or curling your paper. Now just continue cutting all 17 sheets until you're finished. And note that those very light colored layers that you see in the design file can all be cut on white cardstock, or whatever color you want. But white cardstock is what we used here, as those are all the note cards and you'll probably want to write messages on them. So white works really well for that. And here's an idea. If you don't feel like handwriting special notes on the white note cards in this project, you can have your Cricut do the work for you. Read my Cricut writing and pen tutorial for tips, tricks, and font ideas at jennifermaker.com/Cricut writing. Now, as you cut each layer and take them off the mats, put them in stacks by box number and just refer to your printable diagram. But basically, box 1 cuts first, then box 2, then 3, then 4, right? But just refer to that diagram if you're ever unsure which pieces go with which box. And remember, if you don't change the colors, everything is going to cut in the proper order and make it really easy for you. Step 3, assemble your explosion box. Let's assemble our first box. Take the main box 1 piece that looks like this. It is the largest piece. And begin folding the 4 box sides on the score lines with the inside of the box face up. I am using a scraper tool to get my folds nice and sharp. Push in on the corner heart as you bring the 2 sides of the box together. Flip to the inside of the box and fold on the corner score. Repeat this process for the remaining 3 corners of the box piece. This is what your box number 1 looks like with the folds all in place. Now take the half heart corner pieces and begin gluing them to the heart-shaped corners of the box piece. Please note that the part of the half heart with the sharper point at the top, as shown here, is the inside part of the heart. So you want to put those sharper points facing each other. Otherwise, it'll just kind of go on there a little wonky, that's all. Now add glue to a half heart corner piece and press it into a corner of the box piece. Add glue to the next heart-shaped piece and place it next to the piece that you just did. And repeat this process for the remaining 3 corners. Now grab the square lid piece and fold the 4 sides of the lid. Add glue to the tab at the end of each side of the lid and place this tab under the adjacent lid side. Repeat this process for the remaining 3 corners of your lid. This is what the lid of box 1 looks like when it's all assembled. Now let's do the extras for box 1. Take the 5-sided note card piece with the heart flaps and begin folding each flap toward the inside of the piece. Glue the 5 small heart pieces to the end of each flap on the outside of the 5-sided note. Grab the pentagon-shaped piece. Add glue to one side of the piece and place it in the inside center of the 5-sided note card. And to close the 5-sided note card, fold one of the flaps inward and then fold the next 3 flaps down until you get to the last flap. While lifting up on the first flap, slightly bend and slide the 5th tab under the first tab. Your 5-sided note card should look like this. Now add glue to the back of that note card and place it on one of the inner sides of the box piece. It doesn't matter which one, you get to pick. Now let's do a pocket. Grab a square pocket piece and begin folding the 3 tabs toward the inside of the piece. Add glue to the 3 tabs of the pocket. Align the pocket to one side of the box and glue in place. Repeat these steps and add the other 2 pockets. This is what your box should look like. Next, grab the framed note card and matching note face. Add glue to the white card and place it on the framed note card. Then just insert the card into the slanted pocket. And now let's do the folding note card. Take the long rectangular piece that looks like this and fold on the score lines like an accordion. Glue a white note card face to each of the 4 panels. And then fold the note card flat and insert it into the pocket. Finally, let's do the accordion note card piece that looks like this. Begin folding on the diagonal score lines towards the inside of the note card. This is what one side of the piece looks like with the 2 diagonal folds. Next, fold the piece toward the outside on the last score line, which runs between the 2 hearts. Your folded accordion note card should look like this. Now just glue the 3 white note faces to the note card. And to close the note card, begin folding one side down as you push the heart-shaped pieces sides inward, and then repeat on the other side. When done, place the finished accordion note card into the last pocket. And that is box 1. And of course, to be really clear, you don't have to do all of these things. I'm just explaining how to do them all if you want to. All right, so that's everything for box 1. Let's do box 2 now. Take the main box 2 piece that looks like this. It is the second largest piece, and begin folding the 4 box sides on the score lines with the inside of the box face up. You will assemble this box and lid exactly as you did the first box. This is what the box 2 and its lid look like when it's all assembled. Now let's do the extras for box 2. First, find the square note face and glue it to the framed note. Then the envelope piece that looks like this, almost like a flower. You fold in each of the 4 sides towards the inside of the note card. Glue and place the note face to the center of the note card. To close this note card, fold down on the first 3 flaps, and then fold and slide the 4th flap under the first flap. Isn't that cool? The note card should look like this when it's done. All right, now get envelope B, which has 4 flaps like this, and fold the 2 side flaps towards the inside of the envelope. Add glue to the bottom edge of the longer flap. Fold up and press the 2 middle flaps. You now have an envelope. Insert the corresponding white note card into the envelope. Grab the long rectangular piece and fold it as we did with the same piece for box 1. Glue the 4 white notes to the note card. Your note card should look like mine. Now fold the 2 pocket pieces and glue them to the sides of box 2. And insert the framed note card. Add glue to the back of the envelope and glue that to the side of box 2. And add glue to the back of the last note card and place it on the last side of box 2. This is what your finished box 2 will look like. And that's everything for box 2. Let's do box 3 now. Take the main box 3 piece that looks like this. It is the 3rd largest piece. And begin folding the 4 box sides on the score lines with the inside of the box face up. You will assemble this box and lid exactly as you did the first 2. This is what box 3 and its lid looks like when it's all assembled. Now let's do the extras for box 3. Begin with the spiral note card, the piece that looks like this. Then turn the note card over and begin folding the 4 flaps down. And fold each of the score lines on the 4 flaps towards the outside of the note card. Now take the spiral note face and glue it to the center of the spiral note card. To close the spiral note card, fold down the first 3 flaps. Slide the 4th flap under the first flap. Add Add glue to the back of the note card and place it on one side of box 3. It doesn't matter which side, you get to pick. Now find the 2 pocket pieces. Fold the 3 tabs, glue, and place on the sides of box 3. When that's done, find the corner note card and begin folding the 4 sides toward the inside of the note card. Fold the 4 corners towards the center of the note card. And fold up the tips of each of the 4 flaps. Now open the corner note card and fold down 2 sides to the corner and manipulate the cardstock as I'm doing here. Continue folding the remaining 3 corners. Your corner note card should look like this so far, which is a little bit weird, I'll admit. But now you just glue the note face to the inside of the card and you glue on a heart to close the card and keep it shut. Add glue to the back of the note card and place it on the side of box 3. The inside of box 3, of course. Now look for the long rectangular piece. This is the folding note card, and fold it as we did with the same piece for box 1. Glue the 4 white notes to the note card and place the folded note card in the pocket in box 3. This is what your box 3 will look like when you're all done. And that's everything for box 3. So let's do the 4th and final box now. Take the main box 4 piece that looks like this and begin folding the 4 box sides on the score lines with the inside of the box face up. You will assemble this box and lid exactly as you did the other 3. This is what the box 4 and its lid will look like when it's assembled. So take the 4 pocket pieces and fold, glue, and place each one inside of box 4. Your box will look like this now. Glue the white note face to the note frame as we did with the previous boxes. Now look for the long rectangular piece. There should just be one of these left. This is the folding note card, and fold it as we did with the same piece for the previous boxes. Glue the 4 white note faces to the note card and place the note card in a pocket in box 4. Now look for the heart envelope that looks like this and fold it in on the 3 score lines. Then glue 2 heart notes to the note card and push in the sides to close the note card. And now the very last note card piece, the origami envelope. Fold each end of it on the score line. And once that's done, fold each end of the 2 diagonal score lines. Close it by bringing in the sides of one end and then closing the sides of the other end. Place the note card in one of the pockets in box 4. And that is it for your box 4 extras. Step 4, glue the boxes together. This is the easy and fun part. Open up box 1. put glue on the bottom of box 2, and then press it down in the center of the opened box 1. Now open up box 2. Find box 3, put glue on the bottom of box 3, and press it down into the center of the open box 2. Finally, open up box 3. Get box 4, put glue on the bottom of box 4, and press it down in the center of the opened box 3. And that's it. You are done. Isn't this so cool? Step 5, show it off. Your super awesome heart explosion box is now finished, and it's time to write your notes and add your personal touches for that someone special. Have fun pouring your love and affection into this special box. Now, I originally made this project using solid colored cardstock, as you can see over here. It was nice, however, I like the way the project looks using the double-sided pattern cardstock the best. You can decide for yourself which one you like by looking at how each of these looks and deciding what you like. It's completely up to you. Now, I get a lot of questions about colors and patterns and how you know what to put with what, right? And it looks like there's a lot going on here, right? If you use the stack of coordinating cardstock with patterns as I have, and it doesn't have to be this one, just a stack of things that go together, you don't have to worry about it because you already know that they go together. I highly recommend you do this because it will give you one less thing to worry about. You may also be wondering if it would be all right to do less layers. Instead of doing every layer, you could do like every other layer, and whether or not that would look good. And yes, it totally would. That is a great way to save some time in this project. You should feel free to pick and choose only the layers and elements that you want in your heart explosion box. This is your project and you can do it any way you want. And I can't wait to see how you personalize this and make it work for you. Now, when we made the first heart explosion box, we tried double-sided scrapbook adhesive tape. It did not hold well, however, and I do not recommend this type of adhesive. It just was not strong enough and the pieces were lifting off of the paper. We also tried a hot glue gun, but that ended up being really messy and too bulky at the seams. And then we tried tacky glue, which was perfect. So the best type of adhesive for a paper project like this is tacky glue, just like this. It doesn't have to be this brand, just tacky glue. And I love that this heart explosion box template is so flexible. You can change the theme of the box just by switching up the cardstock. You can make one for a birthday or Valentine's Day, Easter, graduation, Christmas. All of them work. This explosion box template is so easy to modify, making it one of my go-to gifts to give. Oh, and I have a fun little tip for a way to get your explosion box sides to fall open as soon as the lid is lifted. Stay to the very end of this video for my secret tip. Now, if you have any questions about making a heart explosion box, please let me know. Leave your question below this video or ask over in our Cricut Crafters group at jennifermaker.com/CricutCrafters, where you can get advice and ideas and help and inspiration from crafters just like you. And if you are in need of a Cricut cutting machine, I give one away every month. You can enter for the chance to win your own Cricut cutting machine at jennifermaker.com/Cricut giveaway. And I think that's it. I have lots more projects and I can't wait to show them with you. But until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love. Okay, so do you want to get your explosion box sides to fall open as soon as the lid is lifted? You can. So the trick is to just put some coins into the pockets of the boxes. The weight will help the sides of the box fall open as soon as the lid is lifted. Another way that you can encourage the sides to fall open is to keep the box flat until right up until the moment that you're ready to give it to someone. That way, when the lid is lifted, the paper will naturally want to go back to its resting position, which is flat. Isn't that cool? So have lots of fun with this and share your photos. I cannot wait to see what you make.